It's important that I make the expectations and intended outcomes of this course clear from the very beginning. Let me start by telling you what we will not discuss. This course will not detail how to set up your diet. It will not tell you how many carbs to eat, which protein is best, or how many calories you should be eating. In fact, it won't mention anything at all related to how to set up your nutrition for weight loss. This course will provide you with numerous research-backed strategies that will help you to fight hunger. You and I know well that hunger says hello often during a diet, especially the longer you diet and the more you reduce your calories. If you're unable to stay strong and true to your diet plan because you continually lose the battle to hunger, you may never reach your goals, and that's just not fair after all the hard work you've put in. I've tested the strategies outlined in this course on myself as well as the hundreds of one-on-one clients with whom I've worked with and helped to lose weight the past few years. And to give you more confidence, each strategy is backed by research too. Some of these strategies have been complete game changers, and I have made them staple recommendations to those I work with who are seeking weight loss. All of them are valuable and easy to implement, and I'm excited to share them with you. Being able to finish a diet strong could mean the difference between having the confidence to wear a bikini or not going on that vacation at all. Seeing 6 abs instead of 2, or finally fitting into those jeans you wore 3 years ago. No matter how perfectly constructed your diet is, hunger is inevitable. Fortunately, the information and tools outlined in this course will help you to keep it to a minimum during the day. If you haven't already viewed the other core courses I offer, I highly recommend you start there. Learning everything you need to know about carbohydrates, fat, protein, and hydration will help to connect the dots for you and ultimately enhance your understanding of the information I present in this course. Now that you know what we will and will not be discussing, let's dive right in. In this video, we'll further discuss the role your stomach plays in fighting hunger. An underappreciated and often unknown fact about the stomach is that it's a volume counter and not a calorie counter. This means that the volume of what enters it has a greater impact on how full you feel versus the number of calories that enter. Have you ever noticed how you can munch on a family-sized bag of chips without filling up, yet begin to feel full after just 1 serving of broccoli? The chips are ground into a fine paste in your mouth, and by the time they reach your stomach, they take up hardly any space. The broccoli, on the other hand, is high in fiber and water. Fiber slows digestion and helps keep food in your stomach longer. And if we take into consideration that broccoli is composed of over 90% water, it's no wonder it's such a filling food. As we navigate the advanced hunger fighting strategies in this course, you'll notice that many are aimed at either filling the stomach at the expense of very few calories, or slowing down digestion to the point that lots of food remains present in the stomach for a prolonged time. Both strategies take aim at the fact that your stomach is a volume counter. And as you'll see moving forward, they represent the foundation of many of the strategies we discuss. Why? Because it has a huge impact on fighting hunger. First, we'll turn our attention to the forgotten macronutrient and discuss its profound ability to fight hunger. In this video, I'll discuss the role of stomach expansion. Now that you know the stomach is a volume counter, you will better understand why I recommend using fluids to your advantage when trying to fight hunger. First though, we need to discuss the size of your stomach. Hold your hand out in front of you. Trust me here, I'm not going to convince you to hit yourself. Now, once your hand is out in front of you, make a fist. This is roughly the size of your stomach. And your stomach wall is lined with nerve endings referred to as stretch receptors. When these nerves are stimulated, the receptors send satiety signals to your brain. The brain then puts the brakes on all hunger cues. When you drink a large amount of fluid, it passes through your system and enters your stomach quickly. In a matter of minutes, your small stomach will feel the effects of the Operation Fluid Overload, and satiety signals will be sent to the brain. If you choose a fluid free of calories, you're able to stop hunger dead in its tracks without tapping into your daily calorie allotment. Pretty neat, huh? So how do you put this strategy into action? First, start each meal with 12 to 16 ounces of water. This will jumpstart the sending of satiety signals to your brain and leave you feeling full before you're even halfway through your meal. By the time you finish your meal, you'll be mentally and physically full, which is invaluable when dieting. Secondly, when hunger hits in between meals, drink another 12 to 16 ounces of fluid to zap that nagging feeling. Next, we'll discuss how you can take this strategy one step farther by choosing a fluid with even stronger hunger-fighting qualities. But first, let me point out to you that if you find yourself putting this strategy into full effect, please make sure you're lightly salting most of your meals. Drinking more water without simultaneously increasing your sodium intake can put you at risk for hyponatremia, a condition with similar consequences to dehydration, and one that may prove to be even more dangerous if sodium levels dip too low. Thanks, you've made a salter happy. Now, on to the next hunger-fighting fluid. In this video, we'll discuss carbonated concoctions. You now know that filling your stomach with a large volume of fluid is a surefire way to stop hunger dead in its tracks. To further bolster the suppression of hunger, consider choosing a calorie-free, carbonated beverage. The addition of CO2 adds gas to your stomach. And once in your stomach, the CO2 molecules move around frantically like a pinball in a pinball machine. This not only takes up more space, but also further stimulates the stretch receptors along the wall of your stomach, and ultimately shuts down any further hunger signaling. Consider sipping on a diet soda or carbonated water between meals as a means of keeping a mellow appetite. Next, let's discuss one last strategy that capitalizes on the fact your stomach is a volume counter. In this video, I'll convince you to befriend the blender. When you think about a blender, you most likely don't think of it as an awesome hunger-fighting tool. Blenders typically cook up high sugar or high fat concoctions, both of which aren't regular staples on your diet plan. Also, since the end result is a liquid, and you know liquids digest faster than solid foods, the thought of the blender helping reduce hunger might be further removed from your mind. But consider this. A blender not only incorporates all contents you add to it, but it also adds a ton of air. This air further increases the volume of your shake, which, as you now definitively know, further helps suppress your appetite. And if you add ice, and I recommend you add a lot of ice, you further increase the volume of your shake. Last time I checked, both air and ice were calorie-free. While you may not have considered a blended meal before, it may serve as a great addition to your day. Rather than sipping on a protein shake mixed with water in your shaker cup, consider tossing water, ice, and protein powder in the blender for a stronger appetite-suppressing effect. Next, we'll discuss a certain nutrient and its relatively unknown ability to suppress hunger above and beyond any other nutrient. In this video, we'll discuss a super fiber. Fiber is an indigestible starch found in plant-based foods. High fiber foods include oats, whole wheat breads, pastas, tortillas, and bagels, as well as fruits and vegetables. Fiber works to slow down digestion, which helps to boost fullness and steady energy levels for the hours to come. But you're probably already aware that eating a high fiber diet can help keep your appetite in check. If you're not, check out my video course that details everything you need to know about carbohydrates for more information. What you may not be aware of, however, is about the existence of a super fiber. This super fiber amplifies the benefits mentioned above. Beta-glucans are a unique type of fiber found within the cell walls of various cereals and grains, but in very high amounts in both oats and barley. Once inside the small intestine, beta-glucan creates a viscous gel, ultimately slowing digestion and nutrient absorption. As you can imagine, this has a profound impact on energy and blood glucose levels, and of course, your appetite. Consider this. The evidence regarding the positive health impact of a diet rich in beta-glucans is so compelling that the US Food and Drug Administration and the European Food Safety Authority have both approved food label claims regarding beta-glucans. A food or nutrient must have rigorous research and support on its side for this to occur. What research, you ask? Well, a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition analyzed over 100 studies that examined the impact a high fiber diet had on appetite. And researchers concluded there is evidence that beta-glucan from oats or barley or a mixed high fiber diet may decrease appetite more frequently than other fiber types. In addition to the strong gelling properties of beta-glucan, it also triggers the release of the appetite-suppressing hormone cholecystokinin. And the more beta-glucan you eat, the more cholecystokinin that is released. So what does that mean for you? Well, it means you should strongly consider incorporating oats or barley into your daily routine. This small decision may have a big impact on your appetite. Both grains taste great warm and cold and can be eaten any time of the day. Check out some of my favorite oat recipes if you're struggling with the creative ways to eat more beta-glucan. Next, we'll discuss something a bit boring, but still beneficial in fighting hunger.